What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? T to the M to the IDD. I am here with one of the most diabolical situations that I have been in a long time. And honestly, this is probably number one for me in my book. Now, don't get it wrong, I might have a smile on my face right now, but please believe in the moment, I was absolutely pissed. Absolutely pissed. And now when I look back at this footage, I laugh because I don't understand how the hell you can allow yourself to do something like this at an event that is especially for the bride. What am I talking about? Just recently, I attended a wedding and I was the videographer. If you don't know, this is a client video that I had did, and I've said it many times on this channel before that typically when I get booked for client stuff, a lot of the time it is for video for whatever reason. But I do have a long history of doing video from when I started vlogs back in 2016 and throughout, my YouTube experience. So that is that. Now, just to give you a little bit of background, this particular day, my setup was one Sony A7S III and I had two Sony FX30s. So the two FX30s were on tripods, and then I had the Sony A7S III on a gimbal. That's going to be my main running gun, while the other ones are just additional angles. All right. So that was my setup. I knew what I had. I was like, okay, I'm good with that. We are locked in to get these shots. Okay. Now, I'm bringing this video to you for a couple of different reasons. One, I want to bring awareness to the community. And this community is especially for us to talk about things like this, offer insight or solutions to others who may be facing these same types of situations. So if you are one of those people, shoot weddings, things like that, events, let me know what your setup is in the comment section, but also let me know what you would have done in this particular situation, and let me know if you think I was wrong. So the wedding starts. Everything is good. Okay. Now, I normally have a particular order that I'm doing things because I know how these things are going to happen in a wedding. And so everybody kind of walks through the aisle. Okay, I'm getting everything. I'm capturing the emotions on everybody that is up front. Okay, the crowd, I'm getting some of that. And then we know that this day is very, very special for everyone involved. But in particular, the bride's moment of this is the one time where the entire crowd stands up. Okay, so her walking that aisle is very, very special. Okay, now this wedding had about 250 people. 250 people. And when the bride came to walk down the aisle, oh man, I honestly, I can't believe it. So I'm going to blur some things out just to keep some things confidential, but you'll still be able to get the gist of this right here. Check it out. Okay, I'm actually lost for words because in this moment, I honestly think I kind of blacked out. I did not remember this particular person coming into the frame like they did. But that is absolutely ridiculous in my head. I honestly think I've seen some bad situations. This is top five for me. It honestly might be number one, like in my personal experiences. If you've seen something worse than this, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. But in this particular situation, it's actually two things going on. You got this person that hops right in front of the bride when it is her moment and making it about them and just jetting down the opposite way because he sees that he can't make an exit, which he should have never been right there in the first place, and runs straight down to me with the camera. And then you have another guy that's kind of off to the right that stepped in the aisle slightly, that's blocking my view to get the bride walking down. So the person that just hopped out, it was nothing I could really do about that. They were pretty far up without causing a disturbance. The person in the white, I was heading to him to kind of tap him and let him know that I needed them to move over out the aisle just a little bit. But as I was doing that, they moved out the way. So that was perfect. You only really need a couple of good seconds of that bride walking down and you can kind of make it work. So that part happened, and I'm like, okay, okay. Mind you, I have two other cameras going on, so at this part, I know what I need to capture in order to tell the story. So once they are getting readjusted in the front, I say, okay, I got time to go check my other two cameras right quick and make sure everything is focused, everything is where it's supposed to be, audio levels are on, and all of that good jazz. But keep in mind, it has to be quick because the third running gun camera is in my hand. So I want to make sure I got that going as well. As soon as I go to check my third camera, I check my second camera, check my third, who is back in the aisle? Who is back in the aisle? I could not believe it. I'm looking at my camera straight down the aisle. The photographer is taking shots. And you would honestly think that this person was part of the the production team, the way he was on the shoulder of the photographer. And I'm like, all right, no more, no more. Something has to go with this because this is clearly interfering with what we have going on right now. So at this moment, I made sure my camera is straight, focus, everything, audio levels, and I'm like, I have to say something. So this is going to be key for what I'm going to tell you after this. Let me know if you think I said anything wrong. Luckily, I was recording this. I politely walked up and I kind of tapped him on the shoulder and I said, excuse me, can you watch out of the aisle because we're trying to get the shots. So take a listen to this.
Look your favor upon this man and this woman, whom you have made one flesh and holy man.
Can you watch the aisle?
Grant their wills to be so knit together in your will that the spirit.
Okay, I want you to remember this audio clip because it's going to be important when I tell you what's coming along after this. I couldn't really worry about any response he had at that moment because the wedding is still going on and I need to get those clips, okay? So from my thoughts, I feel I communicated effectively. You understood what I was saying. You would get out the way, okay? When I go back to watch the footage, I understand that he did not do that at all, which makes the person that's editing the video clips even harder, because now you got to fumble around with different clips and people in the way. So you want to make it look as clean as possible, right? But you have this issue, okay? So run through, get the clips that I need. Everything speeds along. They come back down the aisle. all of that good stuff. Okay, we are good right there. All right. The most diabolical part already happened. I'm like, okay. I check my footage. He's popping up everywhere in there. Well, this is why I got several different angles, right? Now, you remember in that audio clip was for a particular reason. I'm kind of taking some stuff. It's like a relaxing hour where people are dancing. I got some of that footage, things like that. But what happened was I was taking a Pelican case out to my car just to kind of have less gear inside of the venue. And who do I come across? And the encounter was it was pretty it was pretty intense, honestly. Like, if I had not known where I was at, if I wasn't staying professional and all of those things, like, it literally could have been on in this parking lot. I'm right there, I'm talking with somebody, and they're telling me some things. I'm like, oh, okay. And this person comes up and he's like, oh, oh, man, no MFing disrespect to you, bro. No MFing disrespect to you, bro. And I'm like, how do you? This is like oxymoronic right here, because you saying no disrespect, but you are disrespecting the hell out of me right now, right? And I'm trying to remain calm because I know my face is saying, like, what are you saying? And the gist of what he was saying was, man, you bumped me and talking about get out the way. Now, I need you all to let me know. You listen to the audio. Did I say that? Even the clip is no bump nowhere in sight. So I'm letting them know that I never did anything of the nature. I just politely asked you if you could stay out the aisle so that I could do my job of capturing this memory. And he told me that, that's my heart right there. That's my heart. Totally understand. Totally understand. And this memory is going to live right here more than any video could ever live. And at this point, I understood that he absolutely made it about him in that moment. And any person like that, you just can completely ignore the fact of trying to come to some type of solution or some type of common ground where you're like, okay, my bad, this, that, and the third, I'm sorry, and, kind of settle things. But he just kept going, MF this and this and that and this. And I'm like, okay, he absolutely feels that he is in the right. But I need to stay professional and, not make any scene, especially on somebody else's wedding day. So, I come to a point where I try to diffuse the situation and let him think that he's right about his actions that was absolutely absurd, and let him go with it. Continue my night, and allowed, the footage to be captured. As I reviewed this footage, I knew this was something that I definitely needed to share with the community just as a awareness tip, and you all sharing some of your experiences, how you would have handled the situation, and if you feel like I did something wrong, I let them know. Like, if I wasn't paid to be here, then it wouldn't have been important to him. So obviously, if the person that you call your heart has me here, this video is probably important to them. Furthermore, at that same token, where they were sitting, that person was sitting, was all the way in the back. So, I know seating arrangements are a little interesting these days, but I would think maybe, you would be in the front somewhere. I mean, I seen you there before the whole crowd even got there. So, that's just my take. I don't have all the details there, but I'm just throwing out a few things. So, this is exactly what happened. I want to know what you all think about this. Has it happened to you? In the comments below. All right. I've actually sent some of the clips to the bride and groom just so that they can see what they're dealing with. Because actually, as it occurred, I kind of got like some pan shots to get reactions of the bride. And you can kind of see on the face of some people like, what the are you doing? Because I know I daggone sure was. And I just couldn't believe it, honestly. So that's my story time for you all. Pretty crazy. Luckily, in this case, I only had to record the video. But anytime I record video and hand it off to someone that's going to edit it, you want to give them the best footage that you possibly can. And so in this particular case, I'm glad that I had all the angles that I had, but at the same time, they recognized and the bride and groom recognized that, hey, this is what we're dealing with right here. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. If you have some things in the footage, this is why we have these kind of guidelines to help us capture that moment. So let me know, comments below. Drop it, drop it, drop it. I'm going to be interested to hear everything that you all have to say, and especially you all's setups. Let me know. Let me know. I got all of the Sonys because I wanted a cohesive system, especially with color grading and things like that. But some people run Nikons with Sonys or Canons with Sonys or different combinations. So let me know. Comments below. T to the M to the IDD. Peace.